Day one in Morocco, and I've already gotten lost. So let me tell you the whole story. I was planning to just take a short walk to another colleague's house. Everyone lives within a 5-minute walk distance in this neighborhood. I thought that would be easy enough, but it wasn't. Hi, my name is Kalima Fergus Ayele. I am the CEO and founder of Round Trip Ticket Home. I'm also an international school leader, so I just moved to Casablanca, Morocco, to work at an American school here, and it has already been quite an adventure. So I arrived less than 24 hours ago. One of the things that you try to do just to get past jet lag a little bit faster is to try to be out during the day, try to get sunlight exposure to help to reset your circadian rhythms and also help you get acclimated to your new environment. So I was really excited when a colleague who's actually been here for a couple weeks has been out and about was like, hey, let's go for a walk. And I was like, great. So when I mapped her address, it was only 2 blocks away. Like it was going to be a right and then another right. And I was like, I know where that is. I think I know how to get there. I didn't. I think what happened was I turned too early for the first right turn, or maybe I made an extra right turn. I don't know. All I know is that I was looking at street signs. I was not seeing the name of her street. I finally crossed a road that I thought might have been the busy road that I saw on the map. It wasn't. The next time I was like, oh, so this must be it. There was like a 5-way intersection. And I was like, this is nothing like what I saw. So now I'm looking for direction. And I go into a shoe store. There are only women in the store. I go up to the women who are working there and I show them the address that I'm going to. They don't recognize the name of the street, which honestly is common in a lot of places in different parts of the world. People don't really use street names. They use landmarks, or they just know the area. They know based on things. They don't necessarily know the name of the street. What she said to me was, I don't know what this street is. It must be far. She was like, you're gonna have to take a taxi. I was like, well, what happened was, no, I didn't say that. I said, I actually just got here. I don't have any local currency. And so she was nice enough to just exchange for me 10 US dollars, which she said would be more than enough to take a taxi. And she was like, don't give him all this money. This is how much you give him, that kind of thing. But then she proceeded to walk me to wherever there would be taxis, like almost like a busier intersection. So now I'm even further away from where I should have been. And at multiple times, I was like, I just want to go back. I just want to go back to my apartment. But I didn't. I hung in there. I got to the busier intersection, which was right in front of a cafe, where she was like, wait here for a taxi. Show him the map, show him the address. And the taxi driver that finally pulled over, because there were multiple that passed who they either had passengers or they just weren't stopping. He was like, I don't know where this is. I can't help you. It's not like London where they have to actually know all the streets. So I got out of the car, and this time I went back into the cafe and I spoke to the people who worked there and I said, can I get on your Wi-Fi? Maybe I can remap where I'm going from here, which I did. I got back, I got on their Wi-Fi, looked it up again. The guy who worked at the cafe was like, not far, don't take a taxi, just walk along this big road. Now, I have to say that the big roads, I realized from the map, I would have to cross the street. I am terrified of crossing these busy multi-lane streets where they do not stop. They do not stop for pedestrians. You got to do the putting my hand out situation. And in my mind, I'm like, hand versus car bumper. Like, I don't even see how those things are equally matched. So I get to this intersection and I notice that there's another guy who's about to cross the street. And so I scurry and run up next to him. So I'm literally tucked in under his shoulder. And, it's not very busy right now. I think most people are still traveling. It's still essentially summer holiday season. The streets aren't very crowded. I don't know if it would have been different if if it was busier, right? Maybe it would have been less obvious. This woman is running up on him. He didn't seem to mind. He didn't seem to even pay attention to that. And so I crossed the street with him, and then it was pretty much the next turn, and I made it. I finally made it. And of course, when I got to where I was going and we looked, we realized it really was 2 blocks away. Like I was right there. I just went down the wrong street. And so I ended up 5 minute walk took 40 minutes. It happens. Definitely had my first taste of adventure. Stepped out of my comfort zone, especially with the street crossing and trying to take a taxi and trying to get directions from folks. So overall, a great day. And then I had to just like have lunch and do my food shopping and try to get myself a little bit more settled in. All right, so day one in the book. There's more to come. Thank you so much for following this adventure, and please like and subscribe and share this video with anyone else that you think might want to come along for the adventure. All right, bye for now.
So this is the street in the neighborhood where I'm staying in Casablanca. I just wanted to show you a little bit of the street. Again, it's apparently very quiet right now compared to how it will be in about a month, because it sounds like most people are actually on holiday in the month of August. And so it seems like people will return at the end of the month, and then school starts and all of the busyness. And this is actually a different neighborhood. So this is the neighborhood where my school is located, called California. And I was pleasantly surprised by how green everything is. It actually really does look like California to me in a lot of ways. And that Mediterranean vibe, I guess, also brings that feeling as well. All right, just wanted to show you around a little bit, and welcome to Casablanca. Bye for now.